Welcome to Dreams Inspire Reality Podcast with Tara Darnley, a podcast for creatives looking to turn their dreams into reality with practical strategic steps from everyday people and entrepreneurs who are living their best lives possible. Dreams inspire reality. Turn your dreams into reality. Dreams inspire reality.
Hello, guys. On today's episode, I have the beautiful Shawn Clarke, who is a dear friend of mine. And I'm so excited and honored to have her on because not only is she a friend, but she's just a great inspiration. She motivates me as well as a mom, and just watching her business bloom and turning into this amazing business that it has now turned into. I'm just honored to be on this journey to watch her. So Shawn Clarke is the CEO and founder of Clarke-When LLC. She makes pre-tied, ready-to-wear head wraps for stylish women like myself. You've probably seen me rocking some of her head wraps. And the idea for the pre-tied head wraps came because she was a stay-at-home mom and she just saw the need for it. She wanted to still look presentable when she went out. And so she created headwear that would allow her to, just go on the go and still look in her best. And that's where Clarke-When was born. And now she provides tons and tons of headwear for amazing women all over. And she makes us look and feel beautiful. Welcome, Shawn. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm well. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Of course, honey. And Shawn is a bit nervous today because it's our podcast. Woo! That's the first podcast interview. But we're going to all get through this together because I wanted to have her on. Not only because she's a friend, but because I know she's experienced some things that we've all experienced in business that we don't oftentimes talk about, the trials, the tribulations, the wins, the goods, the bad. And so as all my guests, she's going to share some of her startup experience with us. So the first question, Shawn, I normally ask my guests is, are you living your dream life?
I am living my dream life, but it does come with some turbulence along the way. But yes, this is something that I've always wanted and I am going to get it. So yes.
I love that. And can you share with us, I know I mentioned it previously in your bio, but can you just give us a bit more of a backstory? If someone asks, who's Shawn Clarke? Explain who you are to us. Who are you and how did this idea came to be? What was the inspiration behind your products?
Well, as you already stated, I am a stay-at-home mom. I've always worn head wraps, and I am, as my husband would call me, a late person. And so I take a lot of time getting myself together. And this particular morning, I was taking my son to school and I had on a headwear that he did not approve of. And so with that came the thought of how do I create a head wrap that protects my hair, allows me to be visually suitable for my son and I guess his friends and not embarrass him, but have the ability to go. So a woman or a mom on the go. And so I thought long and hard, not too hard, but long, about how to create a head wrap that you just place on your head. You just go out the house. So literally, this saves marriages. I'm serious. At least my husband says that.
I get that. We get that too, especially when you're caught up in day-to-day activity. You take care of everyone but yourself. So
Exactly.
And that's so true. Like you said, sometimes it's not only, we do things, self-care is important for yourself, but two, it's important for the ones that we love because no one wants to walk around with a raggedy mom.
Exactly.
So I love that. I love how you started. And when did you start? How long was the process? Can you walk us through a bit about so you had the idea, then how did it come to be? What were the steps? Did you just sew something together? What was the inspiration behind? Because your head wraps are not just head wraps. So I know we kind of downplaying it right now, but you were the first one to create pre-tied head wraps. So can you just share with us, okay, you didn't want just a regular head wrap, but you wanted the convenience for parents and for moms and for women in general, just to be able to okay, I don't have to worry about tying it properly or, I just throw it on, it looks cute, and it's already pre-tied. So take us through those steps.
Exactly.
Like, how did that come to be?
Well, I would say unfortunate for some people, but fortunate for me, I lost my job. And that was in about like June. And because it was pretty emotional initially, just not knowing what I would do while I was home, but being able to take care of my son and be available to my son really allowed me to see that I could also be a wife and I could be a mom, but there were things in me that I needed to get out. And so my creative juices started working. And so, as I said, so school starts around August, September here. And so it was on one of those dates that I was walking my son to school and we had that conversation. So I didn't launch until April of the following year, but my struggle was I never sewn. I didn't know anything about sewing. My grandmother, she knew how to sew a button. That was probably it. But because, you hear these stories of, oh, my grandmother knew how to sew, but I didn't know how to sew. And I had a conversation with my family and told them, hey, I think I could make this head wrap. And I used some old scarves and it just did not look the way that I wanted it to look. And I went back to the fabric store and I bought some beautiful fabric. And just while I was just walking around, touching and feeling it, I saw some satin. And I thought, satin has always been good for hair. I am a natural, I guess, hair wearer. I don't know if that's the word you want to use, but I wear my hair natural in its natural state. And so I wanted to protect my curls. Prior to being natural, I had a relaxer, but I also took care of my relaxed hair. So it's not just for women that have natural hair. So that's kind of the stigma that's connected to head wraps. But I just wanted a way for women to feel beautiful in whatever type of hairstyle they had. So fast forward, I came up with what I wanted it to look like, but I wrote it down. And then my sister came over because her mother-in-law had a sewing machine. And she said, well, I learned a couple of things, and so maybe I can help you. And so she showed me how to do a straight stitch. For all you seamstresses, you know what that is. So she helped me do a straight stitch, and it did not look the way that I wanted it to look. And I just said, I literally was going to give up. I said, you know what? I don't know how to do it. I'm just not going to do it. So I am strong in my faith. And so I had those private conversations with my God, and I told him what I wanted and how I thought it would look. And it was as if in my fingers, everything that I said really just came down. And I literally took these two pieces of fabrics together and sent them through the sewing machine. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm a crybaby. But I cried because what I realized in that moment was that it was not me. This was something that was gifted to me. And so how do I allow women to feel the gift that was given to me? And so there was a young lady that was dropped in my path, and she helped me with a logo. And the name came to me at 3:00 in the morning. And I just kept moving step by step and went ahead and got my LLC. And my brother-in-law, I call him, he's my brother-in-law, but my brother-in-law and my sister's husband, and he helped me do the PayPal. And so it was almost like from the moment that I took those pieces through the sewing machine, it was meant to be. So
I love that you said that you did not even know how to sew. Like, that's how that truly was just a God-given thing to you specifically to start, because you did not know how to sew, but that did not hinder you from starting.
Right.
You still said, you know what, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to listen to him and I'm going to let him direct me and direct my fingers to sew.
Yes. Yes.
So that is profound. So guys, don't sit on that idea saying, I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Like where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay.
I love that you said that. And let's talk about the names of your head wrap, because there's a story behind the names that you give them. So can you share with us that? Because I think that really sets you apart from everyone else. Like, you name your head wraps and they're coordinated from inspiration from different women in your life. So can you just talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So people will ask me, what is your favorite head wrap within your line of head wraps? And they're probably all my favorite, but the one that stands out the most is LaShawn. And so LaShawn is my beautiful cousin who has her own business. She transitioned 3 years ago now, but I came to her and was talking to her about my head wraps. And she is just full of love and life. And she said, girl, yes, you better go with this pattern. And what that said to me was, even though I didn't know what I was doing, her push, her drive, because she owned her own business. And so what I decided to do was to create every head wrap that has a name of women in my family of importance. So it could be their personalities. It could be the color that they wear. It could just, as I have a Vivian line, and Vivian is purple, which is my grandmother, and she absolutely loves purple. Purple is her favorite color. And so anything that's connected to purple is going to be Vivian. And so, yes, it's strategic and intentional to add each one of my family members to my head wraps, because without my family, I'm almost certain that this journey would have been difficult without their support and love. And even my friends, I even named them after my friends. So I call all of them her or she. So they're actually real people to me, even though they're fabrics, but they're real people to me. And so that's how I treat them. I treat them with care because I love the people that I named my fabrics after.
I love that. Of course I do. And can you share with us like some of the struggles that you faced thus far? Because I know having a handmade business like already comes with its own, different challenges and things that you have to like figure out, because you can't increase in volume because you have to like physically stitch them each day. So every order you get, you're stitching them, you're making them in-house. So can you share some of the challenges for anyone out there who's also hand making their products? Like what are some of the things that's worked for you in scaling your business to the next level?
Well, I would say that I thought that I could do it all. But what I learned is that I didn't want to, at least I was believing that I didn't want someone else to do something that I could do myself, even though I didn't have the time to do it. If that makes any sense. But what I learned is that I need help. I need help because, just as you stated, every day there's every facet of running a business, you have to be available to it. So even if my son, for instance, he plays baseball and he plays travel baseball. And so I can't always be at the games that I want to be at the games because I'm committed to providing a service to women that I know that was given as a gift to me from God. But what has happened is that I have met some beautiful women that are willing to help me when they can. So it doesn't always work out in those pressing moments. But what I'm experiencing is that if I learn to delegate, and in delegating, it could mean, hey, can you cut these thank you cards for me? It just allowing someone else to do something because I don't have to be a part of everything. I'm able to teach and show. And then you're also learning that you help and create a job for someone else. But I would say that the most trying part is something that I've always talked about is hiring a seamstress. Like, I know they're out there, but just trying to find her. And I can't say anything else.
Well, being your friend, we could touch on that quite a bit. Let's talk about delegating, because that's something for sure you struggle with. And yes. I know we've talked about this. I think it's important that we just spend a little bit of time on this because a lot of us, and I and myself too, delegating is hard. And it's not so much that we don't want to give out the task. It's just that we're so passionate about certain things that we do and how it's done.
Exactly.
How it's done. And so we have to train the right person to make sure you answer this. Like, for example, if you want to answer the email, you're going to answer the email how I want it to, in my voice, in my language. If
yes.
you put the thank you card together, I wanted to say exactly what I wanted to say.
Yes.
I know for sure that's something you struggle with. So in terms of that struggle, like what has really helped you? Because I know something we also discussed is your gift is not so much the sewing aspect of your business, even though it's a huge part, probably 80% of your business is involved.
Sure.
But that's not your gift. Your gift is being creative. So and because you're there right now and that's actually your struggle, can you tell us like what are some of the steps you're taking to get from, okay, this is not my gift, this is not my talent right here, but I have the vision and I know exactly what I want. And I know you say you're having difficulties finding a seamstress. So what are some of the things that you're working on now to get that delegated, get a seamstress? Like what are some of the things you're working on now?
Well, what I did finally do is I think that what my fear, because even though I should not be walking in it, but the truth of the matter is that I do have fears. And that fear is, will I have enough to pay someone? What does manufacturing a product that you love so much look like? You know, will someone pay attention to those small details that you pay attention to? And if it arrived, because I have a lot of recurring, repeat customers, I have a lot. And so once they receive a product, I want them to still see and feel the passion that they received from the first moment that they got the head wrap to now. But what I decided to do, I decided to walk into a known manufacturing company and get the numbers. Just put all of what you think it's going to look like. Because you don't know. You really do not know until someone tells you this is what it's going to look like. And so I'm currently waiting to hear back, but it was a big deal for me to even do that. It may sound small to other people, but to really say, okay, someone else can truly handle this product the way that you care for it. Does that make sense?
You got it. I'm going to let you off the hook. You got it. And let's talk about some of the things that you've endured with your startup, being that you have a very unique product, something that you practically came up with the idea and vision for, and now seeing it flooded on the market from different people saying, you know, they're the first and whatever the case is. And we know, like with every product, I don't really think anyone is ever the first. Because it might have been in someone's head, like there's not one sneaker company, there's not one t-shirt line, there's multiple. So it's always about bringing your perspective to a product and your fresh idea and your uniqueness and your story, which you've done quite well. So like, how has that affected your business, just seeing multiple other pre-tied head wraps out there? And like, how have you been able to overcome that and still be profitable?
Yes, because you are my friend. You have helped me get through a lot of that, because I agree that the category, that the word pre-tie does not belong to constant covering. We know that. What hurt me, because I'll just say hurt, because I'm not that type of person. So I wasn't accustomed to seeing other women take your baby and put clothes on your baby and say that the baby is theirs. So I was struggling for a bit. And some of it was, I don't even think that it had more to do with people wanting to create their own pre-tie. I think if you decide to literally take someone else's language, it's just taking someone else's language. It's just coming in and you might as well just take my full name. So that's what my initial struggle was. But what I've learned to do now is trust that what is for me is for me. And I truly walk in that. It was to the point that people were sending me information like, yeah, I'm seeing someone else, you know, saying that they're kind of living the constant covering life, but it's not constant covering. And so now what I'm focusing on is to be set apart. That is my focus, to keep my head down and to just talk with people such as yourself, Tara, and your husband, like literally, and grow, let people know that constant covering is here and we're here to stay. And so,
yes, here to stay. You ain't going nowhere.
Here to stay, not some overnight success, knowing that this company has purpose. And there's going to be like millions of women rocking constant covering. And so I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited.
And I think just to give a backstory, guys, so Shawn started the pre-tied head wraps a few years back, and now it's one of those things like whenever you, and I always say this, whenever you have an amazing product, it's going to be copied. That's just a part of business. So once you start, I always tell people just focus on branding, focus on letting customers know who you are and create an amazing customer service. So when that happens, you're still leading the way. You're still, everyone else could come, but they're going to be behind you, right? That's, of course, there comes the human aspect of it where you get emotional because like you mentioned, it's your baby, you're passionate about it, but emotion doesn't drive business, period. It doesn't drive business. And I learned that from my husband, like it doesn't drive business. And so you have to leave your emotions at the door. And it's also great to have friends that you can talk to who can be real with you and say, okay, girl, don't go on that person's ad that they're running with your head tie and give a proper word, or don't go in their inbox screaming at them because it's not worth it. That person has no integrity. Usually means your business is not going to go as far as they could think it will. So you just worry about being awesome, creating awesome products, adding new products to your product line. Don't just stop at one product, which you have done great. Like you've created, I've seen you done chains with the fabric, like earrings. So you've done amazing things, extend your product line. So I think beat yourself up, but you're doing great. Let's talk about that in terms of protection, intellectual property, trademarks, patents. Because someone listening might say, well, if she started, why didn't she go out and get a patent? Or how is she protecting her idea? Did you go to seek advice to get a patent? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, I did. It was explained to me was that the type of product that I have is, I'm trying to get the language correct, but it's an obvious type of product because we physically tie them and secure them so that the knots or the buns or the bows or whatever, they don't come undone. And so if you think about it, anyone could do it. So I think that was kind of what was explained to me is that the product itself, like I could have, this is how you make it. And then Joe Blow can come and say, well, she makes it like this, but I make it like that. So the intellectual property was one of those things that it came off to me like, listen, that might not be where you want to go with it. However, your name is what you want to protect because it's a great name. And so that is the process with that. And as you know, my friend, there are things that, you and I can talk about and have talked about how to protect your brand because there is a way to protect it. And so you and I will be talking some more about that. But it could be so not overwhelming, but it can be so intimidating when you sit down with someone that you believe that has the knowledge and they're probably giving you the best of what their knowledge is. So I never questioned yay or nay, but I know that perhaps there are other things, other products that I'm creating that can actually be protected. So.
Exactly. And I think also it's important to remember that your patents and your trademarks, you're only able to protect them as far as monetarily. Like if your pockets can't protect them, then someone could always come take your patents and do a replica of it. Of course, you can fight it, but sometimes it comes down to, do you want to go to court and spend all that money? Because who you're going to fight in court. So I think it's important to just come out, focus on expanding your product, building your customer trust, providing good customer service, because you might have 10 customers and those 10 customers keep coming back, as opposed to you might have 100 customers and they never come back and they never recommend you because you didn't do a good job. Focus on that audience that you already have, nurture them. And I love that you do that with your tribe. Like you put out a new print, it's sold out.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
You market your product yourself. Like you literally put on the head wraps, you do a quick tutorial and that helps you. So let's talk about like, how are you advertising your products? Because I know at the same time, while you're advertising, you kind of limit yourself because you're not able to, like you said before, make 100 head wraps in a day. So like, how are you like marketing strategically where you're still able to like get your orders, but not like overstretch yourself?
I learned the hard way, actually. In the beginning, I was overstretching myself. I was committing and not knowing actually how to navigate even through the website that I had created, that you can actually put how many inventory that you have available. And once you hit that number, that's it. so you could really concentrate on making sure that you provide as best of customer service as possible. It's interesting when you say, even with the customer service, that if a customer sends me a message, even though my hours does say is from this time to that time, but I'm still that girl that has a heart for the woman that's just asking me, okay, what about sizing? And even though it's right there in my frequently asked questions, I still don't mind just, okay, well, maybe I wasn't able to provide her with as much information as she needs in order for her to feel comfortable with me. So me answering, and literally just from me answering, I will get, and that could be at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I will have an order from that customer always 20 minutes after that, because it's just what they needed in order to just kind of get over. So I think, to speak to my marketing, I use Facebook. I do use Facebook ads, still learning that. But I know that there's so much to a Facebook ad that I could get down into. But majority of my support is Instagram, but it's really word of mouth. And more importantly, I wear my head wrap just about everywhere I go. And I am always met with, that's a beautiful head wrap. And the moment that I say, oh, I make them. Oh, do you have a card? Sure do. Give me one moment. Let me get that for you. So that is the extent of it. But I would love to have these beautiful, elaborate videos. In my mind, it's already there. It's just monetarily how to do it, how to. I hope what I'm saying makes sense.
It is. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
It makes lots of sense. And I love that you mentioned, the simple things that we're all working on. We're tweaking our Facebook. We're being our own brand. You're wearing your own brand. I think so often we forget that. If you sell a t-shirt, are you wearing your t-shirt everywhere you go? So If you might be in the supermarket and someone are like, hey, where's that t-shirt from? Yeah. Oh, don't worry, girl. I created. Here's my website. So those are the marketing tips I think we've thrown away. I know for me with the kids, if we're out, they have on everything they're on the go, because I want people to be like, what is that? And then, oh, it's our company.
Right.
We need to not forget about those marketing tips that are
exactly
$3.99. Okay. So I love that for sure. We're going to jump into the fun round, because we love the fun round, right?
Okay.
Who is your favorite entrepreneur?
My favorite entrepreneur is you.
Me?
Yes.
Wow, me, little old me.
No, big old you, honey. Seriously. I check out everything that you do, because I think it's important that you're tangible in a good way. It's not a bad way, but
I like tangible.
Yeah, because I have an opportunity to, from the moment that you and I met on Periscope, that I've been able to see the growth. And with every period and every time of your growth, it motivates me to literally just not about, oh, she's doing big things, but you're creating, I see your children. That's what I see. And I see how you and your husband are creating wealth, not just financial wealth, but just intellectual wealth and all those things within your children. It's beautiful to see. And so that is why I'm just like, you, honestly.
I ain't gonna cry. I appreciate it. And this is exactly what this podcast is about. You mentioned, we love talking to people like you, our friends, and just pouring into them too. And that's why we wanted to do this on a bigger scale with a podcast, because the same questions we get and we ask all the time, we wanted to just share that with an entire audience where they can relate to people just like me and you. I like being tangible. I like that people can say, oh my gosh, she's doing this amazing thing.
Yes.
Yet she is a regular mom. She's at home with her kids. They come first. Her family comes first. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What is your favorite business tool?
My favorite business tool
that you can't live without.
That I can't live without. My sewing machine.
That's a business tool that we haven't heard. I like it. What was the last book you read?
Oh, I'm actually reading it now, and it's sitting over here, called The Millionaire Mind. It's on my desk. And I took notes and everything.
Yeah, it has a lot of notes.
Yes.
What was your latest business win?
My latest business win, I would have to say that someone who is a celebrity friend contacted me because the celebrity said some very positive, also wears my head wraps, said some very positive things that she made an order.
That's big because that goes back to what we were just talking about, recommendation and that customer. So,
yes.
That's a huge win. Can you share with us the last good deed that was done for you and the last good deed that you did for someone else?
The last good deed that was done for me. My niece came and she cut so much fabric for me because it really helped me because I was not expecting her to show up. And she's a college student. So she has plenty of other things to do. And she just said, Auntie, I am willing to come over and do whatever it is that you need me to do. And she cut tons of fabric for me. And it just helped the process move faster because of that.
Shout out to the niece. Shout out
Aja. And me for someone else. It's not about money, but it is because in the beginning of this business, it was constantly me pouring out, like not having it. Like someone else was always kind of giving, but I wasn't in a position to give to them. And so I was able to basically write a check to a friend of mine who was in need. And it was unexpected, but what it allowed me to see is that when God blesses me, he positions me to be able to bless someone else. So I think that was their win.
I love it. Either way. And if we want to reach you, this has been an amazing interview. And
thank you.
I love the simplicity of it. I love that. I love interviewing guests like you because that's mainly what our podcast is about. Like people who are literally on the grind, they're enduring the struggle. So we can learn from you as you learn.
Yes.
Like, you can learn after, but like while you're learning and we're learning with you, it's more practical and tangible for us to be like, oh yeah, I just did that. Or yeah, I just made the same mistake.
Exactly.
I appreciate you for coming on and taking this time to spend with us. And how can we reach you? How can we support your business? Because I'm sure, ladies, if you are listening, you need to go get your life and go get some head wraps because especially as entrepreneurs, we have those days where no one feels like doing their hair. So I need you to support you.
And by the way, you said that hair, my girlfriend does hair and she says that I created a hairstyle. She said, no, your head wrap, when you put it on, it's a hairstyle. So I'm like, oh yeah, I did create a hairstyle. So I guess that's the way I can look at it. I could be reached by my website, but I'll start with my email, which is Shawn, SHAWN, at constantcovering.com. Answer every question that you have. And my website is www.constantcovering.com. You can reach me that way as well. That was it. Those are 2 ways that you can contact me.
And we will. Thank you again for coming on. And she's on Instagram, guys. If you want to see tutorial videos, she posts videos, I think, weekly. So you can see on her live, her Instagram story, she posts videos. And even though you don't need tutorials for them because you just like literally put it on, it's already pre-tied. And then some she has that you have to, you could tie and style yourself. So make sure you follow her. And if you see me rocking head wraps, it's most likely from her.
Okay, thank you.
So make sure you go support. And we didn't even talk about our collaboration, but we did a collaboration.
Yes.
So that's another thing, guys. If you know a friend and they do something that you want to introduce to your business, you can collaborate. We did a head tie collaboration for kids. Yes. And it's literally sold out now. It's like we just got a flood of new customers. So we sold out. And that has been a great experience for us. We've learned a lot. And we'll continue to build together. So someone doing something that you want to do, no need to create a new will. Just collaborate and win together.
Win together.
Win together, build together. We go higher together. So,
I have a code. Should I share with the code?
Yes. So please share your code and we'll also put it in the show notes. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's called Thank You. So it's that simple. Thank you 18. It's not cap sensitive. So thank you, 1-8. And then you get 15% off of any of my head wraps. And if you purchase $60 or more, then you get free shipping.
Okay, guys, thank you, 1-8. I'll put that in the show notes so you guys could see it. And that's 15% off. So thank you for being gracious to our listeners. I didn't ask for that, so thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're going to use that code.
Please do.
And until next time, I'm sure we'll have you on back in the future on updates, because I'm looking for bigger and better things for you. And we're excited to be on this journey with you, because we are going to follow you. We are going to support you. So thank you again.
Thank you as well. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Hey guys, let's give a quick thanks to our sponsor, Dreams Inspire Reality. Are you unsure of the steps needed to turn your dreams into reality? Have you been sitting on that product idea and not sure how to bring it to market? We've successfully launched tons of products and distribute all over the globe. Let us help you get unstuck and take your idea to market with strategic advice and practical steps. Schedule a consultation today at dreamsinspirereality.com.
Dreams inspire